I know it's obviously we also look at intent, right? So what is the intent of the person? And I know you keep saying, obviously the products are in a buying mode, so it's a purchase as opposed to like informational. And
Mhm.
so I think that's something that new people need to know as well, in
Yeah.
terms of knowing what the intent of the keyword that they're optimizing for.
Yeah. It's super important. Like we were just working on this campaign. It's in the telehealth space. And I'm not even going to try to remember like what the medications or compounds it was, but let's just call it a compound. Okay. Actually, like, no, I can't remember. Okay, let's just call it a compound, right? If you would think that like, okay, I'm selling this compound, let's rank for the compound's name or like the drug's name or whatever, right? But if you Google the drug's name, you just get a bunch of WebMD articles or like just a bunch of like, informational like health
Yeah,
articles.
yeah. Mhm.
Like all, like GoodRx has a blog post ranking, right? So if you actually try to rank that page for just like the drug's name, it's never going to happen because the drug's name, you think that people are searching that when they want to buy it, but Google has determined that people are actually looking for information, which is why they're sourcing informational articles, right? But if you add buy to the beginning of it, buy plus the drug, and you search it, you'll see that Google is ranking product pages and collection pages, right? So that tells you that like buy drug online or drug for sale is actually the keyword you want to target, not the drug's name itself, right? So intent is so important. It will make or break your campaign. Imagine if you target the drug's name and you spend like 6 months building links, right? And you're like, creating content, internally linking to the product or collection using like the drug's name as your anchor text. It's like you have 6 months of SEO that's like it didn't do anything. Now you could change it, right? You can go in and update the page and make it target keywords that are buying intent. But like, it hurts you, right? Like you're not even you're targeting a keyword that Google is never going to rank the page for, no matter how many high quality links you have, right? So
Right.
intent is everything.
I know you brought up the hearing aids and the farmers. That's a big niche, by the way. I congratulate you for that. That's a tough tough niche. I stay
Yeah,
completely out of that. But anyway, you know,
it's tough.
without giving any client specifics in terms of names, is there another example that you provided some great examples already? But is there like an example that comes to your mind where you've just like made a breakthrough or something that's really going to be able to help our clients or anyone out there that's really looking to what is do you have an example, a story of something where what you've done, maybe you thought it wasn't going to work but it did, or maybe the results were different, but is there a story or a client you can think of that just like, hey, this is going to help, this would really help our clients or whoever's watching the video?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of examples I can give. I think because I'm going to pick an example where I can kind of teach kind of a new strategy, right? So I've talked about collection pages, like we've really gone over that. Like you know how important collection pages are and building out different collection pages, target different keywords. Here's another interesting one. So we work with a CBD brand. They're pretty big CBD brand. They wanted to rank for CBD gummies. Very, very competitive keyword, right? Like it's
Yeah,
so competitive, right?
yeah,
And they were ranking like they would kind of oscillate between not ranking for the keyword to ranking like number 10 for the keyword, right? Now they were a big brand, they had a lot of authority. They had ranked for the keyword in the past, and they were just like, how do we get rankings back for this? So I looked at the page and I looked at like the keyword targeting on the page, and the meta title was kind of weird because it was like the meta title was like best CBD gummies, and then it was like spy CBD gummies online or something to the effect of that, right? And so I was looking at it and I was like, Google can't figure out what this page is because they stop ranking it, they start ranking it, and then it never goes to the top. So I was trying to figure out like what's wrong with this, right? And what I realized is that because they had best CBD gummies in the meta title, Google couldn't determine if they should rank the page for best CBD gummies, buy CBD gummies, right? And you think it's all kind of the same thing, right? But it's not.
right.
If you search best CBD gummies, it's a different intent than just CBD gummies. And it's also a different intent than just buy CBD gummies, right? So what was happening there was you had this page that was targeting 2 different intent keywords. And this is another really big killer for SEO, right? It's like people talk about targeting a primary keyword and a secondary keyword, and that's all good. You want to do that. But if the primary and secondary keyword have different intents, and what I mean by that, by the way, is you Google both keywords. And if the search results are completely different, they have different intents, right? But if you Google both keywords and there's like 4 or 5, pages that kind of match, you have the same intent, right? Best CBD gummies versus CBD gummies, completely different search results, right? So again, Google was confused. So we went in and we got rid of best CBD gummies from the meta title. We made the meta title something like, CBD gummies for sale, buy CBD gummies online, and then like the brand name, right? And then we went in and we refreshed all the content to make it target those keywords better, right? So now the intent was aligned, right? We had the page where the intent was aligned. And then we went in and did some cleanup work. We audited the blogs, got rid of a bunch of junk blogs. We optimized the internal linking, right? They had a lot of other product and collection pages that had a lot of links. We edited those pages, added internal links to the CBD gummies page. Within a month, they're at the number 2 spot now. And they oscillate between 1 and 2 for CBD gummies, which is incredible, because before that they didn't rank. They either didn't rank at all or they ranked number 10. And number 10, you don't get clicks for number 10. You got to be in the top 3 or top 5. So that right there, it's a good lesson for how important keyword intent is. And when you pick primary and secondary keywords, to make sure they have the same intent, because if you start targeting different keywords that have different intents, the page just isn't going to rank.